Okay, while the tail section's drying, I've got all the landing gear stuff out here. We're going to put it together. Wheel pants, excuse me. The wheel pants we have to drill holes in. So, I've got them measured and marked. I measured the length of the hole and centered it, and then you're supposed to mark 10 millimeters up and drill a hole. Now, I need a little block of wood in my tube. Yeah, it will fit in there. I didn't think my 2x2 would. Put a block of wood in there to keep from crushing this. And then get my drill. And we will need a bit just slightly larger than that axle, and that looks like it right there. So, let's see if I can manage to drill these holes without screwing it up. One. Let's see if this axle is going to fit. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, let's turn it over. Get the other side. And get it lined up where I've got my center mark at. I hope it's right. Okay. Let's see how that's going to line up. May have to end up cutting grooves in the one side. That's what I was trying to keep from doing, where it slides down over this landing gear side, but I don't think I'm never going to be able to get that in there. So, okay, what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to take this off and find the Allen wrench. Oh, first try. How about that? I think. Well, it's close. I can get it loose. Okay. Well, maybe not. Yeah, I got it loose. Okay. Now, what I want to do is see if my hole is straight across. It's just off slightly. So, I need to go down and over with this one. Okay, there, that's, now we've got it square, 90 degree in there, and it's like the right height. So what I'm going to have to do, I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to have to cut this side out and make a groove out of it. But that's okay. Had to do that on many of them. I was hoping I could get the axle through there, but woo! Be careful, don't let that slip out of your hand. Chip the little piece that'll be on the inside. Okay. Put the fiberglass off. Yeah, a little bitty chip right there, but it won't hurt nothing. Now, get my mark off over here with the denatured alcohol. And then Sharpie will come right off. Okay, this one will go on the right side. So, we want to be sure and get the other one cut just the opposite direction. Okay. Now, we need our Loctite. Plugged up again. This is bad as super glue. Tip on this thing. There we go. Stick a pin down in it and it'll come undone. Let's put a little Loctite on there. And let's put our bolt or nut up on there where it goes. Approximately right there. Now, I'm going to have to run right over here and find the Allen wrench. I'll be right back. I got the right one. Now, let's take this out and put some Loctite in that. Crank that little dude down. Now, put a wheel on here. Put the other one on. Loctite it. we want to put just a little bit of slack so the wheel can turn freely. And that wrench is not fitting in there good. Okay, got her tight. Get my wrench back out. Okay, wheel turns freely. Now we want a washer on this side, and we're going to end up cutting part of this axle off. Let me get it in there and see. Well, oh, I just dropped my washer. Okay, get my washer on here. Come on. These are not my favorite axles. I like the Great Plains brand, and I should have got some for this, and I didn't. When I do my Sharpie, there it is. Alright, we're going to cut. We're just going to let this axle stick out just a little bit. So we're going to cut it off to the right length. Okay, we got that, and I'm sitting here in shorts and house shoes, so be really careful and don't let the end of that drop down between on your leg or in your shoes. It hurts really bad. Alright, now let's put the washer on here. See if I can, got it on the wrong side. Now we should be able to get this end started down in there. Oh, come on. Oh, it's being cantankerous. Okay, there we go. Alright. It should pull up. Center good. There we go. Now, let's put this on here. Well, let's put another washer right there, and that'll help stabilize the side of that wheel pant. Now we will put Loctite on this and start that. Get it started. Okay, now let me get my tools out. Let's see, too small. Maybe a metric. That'll work. Now I need my big needle nose because I've got to get inside here to hold this nut solid while I crank this one down. And we'll get it just snugged up, and then we'll rotate the landing gear. Now let's see if we can cinch her on down. Alright, wheel rolls freely, axle sticks out this side. That'll help stabilize the wheel pant. Some people don't like to drill a hole in it, but if you don't, the wheel pant will bend real easy because all it's holding is this side. So I like the little hole there. It doesn't really show that bad, and it keeps it from torquing on you. It'll last a lot longer that way. Okay, one landing gear installed, and you can see where we've squished this part in between the two washers to help hold it in there. So the nut shouldn't come off. We can double nut it. We have enough bolt left we can double nut it. So I may look up some more nuts and put a double one on there just in case. I did Loctite it, it shouldn't come loose, but you never know. Okay, we got that landing gear for the right side. Now the left side, we got to be sure and get the groove on the right side of it. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and mark it. Now we're going to put our block in here. drill our hole. Okay, we're going to go ahead and drill a hole on this side also, because it makes it easier to line up where you need to cut your groove at. Okay, now let's get this all apart like we did the other one. Well, the Allen wrench is sticking there. These are little ball drivers is why, and they're getting kind of worn. So alright, let's take all the hardware off and we'll stick it through there and see how crooked we are. Alright, we're off just a little bit on the 90. So what we'll do to correct that is we'll cut this groove slightly this direction. So let me get my Dremel out. Okay. Wipe the fiberglass dust off. Clean. I got glue on it up here. Let me get some more spray. I had a little bit of epoxy on my towel here. I got on it, but it'll come right off. So cool. Alright. Now let's see what we got. Okay, now that's 90 degree and looks fairly level. Okay, let's put a nut on here, Loctite it, screw it down to the end of the threads, and then we'll put our wheel collar on. Let's get that out of there, and I'll just put it down in that little hole. That'll work. A little yellow one here and see if I can get it to go tighter. There we go. Okay, now the wheel. Now the other one. Put a little Loctite in that hole. Yeah, now my deal came off. A little set screw. Okay. You gotta be sure and scoot this out a little way so you got a little bit of slack so your wheel rolls smoothly. Okay, got her. This rolls good and it's tight. Now there again, we'll measure this one. Should have just cut it the same length as the other one, huh? Oh, dang it. Washer on there. Let's see how long that one is. Okay. Alright, let's cut this one off. I want to grab it. There goes a hot piece. Let me get up here. Whew. Went in my chair. Ouch. It didn't get me though. Alright. That should be done. Get a paper towel again. Alright, washer. Ouch. I'll get the little end in its hole. Put the washer behind there. Put another washer on here. And then the landing gear. Okay. Loctite. Lots of it. Okay. Now, figure out what I do with my tools. Oh, here they are. Okay. Get a hold of that nut. We'll cinch her down a little ways till it's snug. Okay, and then we'll try to turn this where it's centered. Let's look at this angle. It looks good. Okay, got her pretty squared up. Alright, tighten her down. Be careful, don't tighten these too tight. They will strip off pretty easy. You may need to go just a little bit more. Okay, turn that. There we go. We have landing gear. Okay, let's put this up. Got our bolts and everything laid out here. We'll need our Loctite again, because they are screwed into metal blind nuts. Alright, this one will go on this side. And let's put some Loctite on that bolt. Get it started. Put some on that one. Get it started. And we're going to run them down with this ball driver. Get them kind of snug. And we'll tighten them on up with a T-handle. Okay, other side. Alright, so Loctite. Get in there. Run those down. Be sure you get them started straight so you don't strip your threads out in your blind nuts. Leave them a little loose in case you have to wiggle this around to get them to line up. Get a little bit of slack here. These went in really good. I've got 2 or 3 Seagull models. They're built pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with them. Okay. Now, we will get, this is a, there it is. We'll use this T-handle to really torque them down with. Loosen these a minute. See if they'll, yeah. Tighten that down. Okay, we have tail feathers and landing gear on the front. Alright, we will come back in just a minute and put the tail wheel on. Okay, tail wheel bolts to the fuselage, and then this goes through these little C brackets right here. Let's go ahead and slide them up on there. They're pretty snug, so get this on down here. Take this one on up. Put the other one on there. We'll leave it back toward the end. Now, see where we got to place these. Those clamps, C-clamps, go down over your tail section. This is kind of like a control horn on your wing. You have to make sure that this pivot point is dead center over this seam, or it'll bind when it's turning. So we're going to slide that till we have that dead center. There we go. It looks good. So now I can drill my holes for these little wood screws. Let me get a different bit. Let's see. Probably be that one. Alright, let's get this centered up. Okay, we're going to screw the screw down in there. Let me go ahead and drill the other one. Find it. It's way back here. Okay. Now we're gonna screw these in here just like we do any other wood screw. Thread it, and then we're gonna CA it before we put them on permanent. Screw it down just a little ways. Okay, take them back out. Now get our CA. We're gonna get a new tip. This one just busted on me. It's alright, I got tons of them. We grab a tip. And let's wick those holes full of CA. Put 8 or 10 drops in there each, because it's not going anywhere other than inside the plane. It won't hurt nothing. Alright, put our pin back in here. Now at this point, it don't matter if you go ahead and screw these in with the glue, because we want it good and solid. So if it glues it in, more power to it. Problem is getting these screws started in this little bitty hole in the plastic. Let me get it going here. There we go. Same thing, hold it with 2 hands, don't let it slip off. It'll rip a hole in your covering big time. Alright, don't want to over tighten them. Now this is going to be the fun one. I'm going to get a little magnetic screwdriver to get it started. Well, it's supposed to be magnetic. Alright, let me find my screw. Now, it's in the floor somewhere. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I found it. Gotta get down on my hands and knees, crawl around over there. Okay, let's screw this one down. Careful not to over tighten. You just want to snug it down to the plastic. About there. Okay. One more little screwdriver don't want to fit between the landing gear. Okay. Now we're going to. You've got a wheel collar right here, and what we're going to do is get these level. Slide this up and down until these are level. Drill a hole and put the bolts in them. Let me get this back one. Let's see here. Hang on. Alright, that ought to do it. Now, there's a little bitty bolt that goes through here and a nut on the other side. So let's get those drilled. Get the bolts in them. Alright, once that's anchored, now we can set our wheel collar back here. If I don't drop this set screw, I'll never find it if I drop it on the floor. See if I can get it poked up on here. Alright, Loctite. Okay. Now we're going to push it up against that plastic piece that's bolted to the fuselage. And this will keep the tail end, it'll bounce around, it won't push this landing gear up in there, so it's to ride against that plastic deal. Alright, got her tightened down. Okay, we have the fuselage with main landing gear and tail wheel. Now we'll have to put the nuts on here and then cut these off. So let's do that. Put some Loctite on them. Here's one of my nuts. Hope I didn't lose it. Come on. Little tiny boogers. Here's the other one. Let's get them put on there before we lose them. Now, we have Loctite on them, so what we can do, I'll get my little electric battery powered screwdriver out. I'll hold this side with a pair of pliers and we'll cinch them down. Okay. There we go. Now let's cut the bolts off. Okay, being careful not to get into our covering. It's easy to do. Okay, we have a tail wheel. One thing I got to do is I'll check the wheel collar on the wheel itself down here. I need to put Loctite on it, but other than that, we've got landing gear. So we are ready to start putting in control horns and linkage and stuff. We'll be back.